Second one, IP camera. So we are going to see specific to D-Link. The specifications of IP camera we are going to see with respect to this company called D-Link. Okay. First one, we are going to see what all parameters are there for an IP camera. First one is resolution. You know, resolution is how much very how much clearly you can camera can capture the pixel. So how much clearly it can capture means how much pixels it can scan horizontally and vertically. How much pixels on the image sensor you are going to use it for horizontal and vertical. More number of pixels you are going to use, the clarity is going to be very, very high. Okay, but more number of pixels you are going to use, clarity is very high. But what drawback is the size will become huge and also memory requirement will become very huge. Okay, so that is the reason why you cannot increase the number of pixels as you like to increase the resolution of the image. Pixel resolution, you see the different standards are there. You have VGA, CCTV, HD TV, 1.3 megapixel TV, HD 1080 pixel, 3 megapixel, 5 megapixel. So when you multiply the number of pixels in horizontal and vertical, it will be close to that. So 2592 you have, right? So 2592 when you multiply by 1944, you get the answer as close to, it's not exactly 5 megapixel, it will be slightly more than 5. So these are different pixel resolution standards available. See, a full HD2, is this the standard size? 1920 cross 1080 pixels. If you multiply this, the resultant image resolution is 2073 600, which is approximately 2 megapixel. So it will not be exactly 2 megapixel, but it will be roughly somewhere close to, slightly it will be higher. We are round it up approximately saying it is slightly more than 2 megapixel. So all these whatever resolution we have shown, they have their own applications. So they have their own applications in various either in the TV transmission or in the camera in the security purposes. Resolution is measured in pixels per foot. Okay, so it define if there is enough resolution or there, you can clearly measure the resolution in pixels per foot. Resolution is going to affect the image quality. As I said, resolution is one of the factors. The higher the resolution, the more details can be seen. So even finer details can be seen if the resolution is very high, but over other factors can be affected by the resolution, such as low light performance. So if you're not capturing your image under proper lighting conditions, then how much ever your camera is having a very high value of resolution, it will not be able to capture the image properly. Okay. Lux rating. The lux rating is a unit of luminance. Luminance is how much it is going to measure the intensity of light. So lux is going to be how much luminance it is falling in an object in a particular time. Okay, so it may be in the daylight, or it may be in during the daytime, or it may be in the dark, or even in the dusk. So it is going to measure the intensity of light which is going to be falling on the surface. So it is used to determine the luminance. Okay, ideally, when you are going to expose 1 by 30th or 1 by 60th of second will provide a true lux reading. In most application, a longer exposure is underseen because moving people result in blur. The more the time you are going to open it, it is going to cause in blur because people are constantly moving, right? But so that's why they say if you are 1 by 30th or 1 by 60th of a second, if you know, if you're having an exposure time for the clicking the image, that will provide a true lux reading. So when you are going to have a longer duration than this, you cannot achieve that because people are constantly moving and vehicles are also moving, which will result in blur. Blur means suddenly the picture will become unclear. So lower a camera's lux value, the more light sensitive is the sensor. So the relation is inversely proportional. So the lower means the lower lux value means the sensitivity is going to be very, very high. So each manufacturer does its own suggesting and specifying, which you have to read it before you are going to buy. Okay. Frames per second. So how many frames per second, how many images per second we are going to capture? The number of images that occur in 1 second of time. Usually you have 30 FPS, 24 FPS, and animation is 12 FPS. 30 FPS means 30 frames per second. So 1 second you are going to capture 30 images. Okay, in 1 second you are going to capture 30 frames are nothing but images. Okay, and the movies it is 24 frames per second, and animation is 12 frames per second. Frames per second has to be, you have to choice anywhere from 1 to 30. Okay, most cameras are capable of going up to 30 frames per second, but it does not like you need not necessarily have to record at full 30 frames per second because you have redundant data. So ஒரு செகண்டுக்கும் இன்னொரு செகண்டுக்குமே the difference is going to be very very less, correct? So within a second, if you are going to have 30 frames, each frame will be almost identical. So you need not always use 30 frames per second because it is going to record all the redundant data, and it will consume excess storage, and you have to store all these 30 images into a drive. The drive will be getting full very very quickly, so you have to often clear the drive, or you have to store the new images. Okay, average you can use the frames per second between 5 and 15. That will be enough for security industry. You need not use 30 frames per second always, which is going to be consuming excess data and bandwidth and storage also. Two examples, you see many grocery stores recorded 7 frames per second. This is sufficient for them because you know that in supermarket people will not run fast. They'll be moving around slowly, right? 7 frames per second is very very enough. But when you are going for a gaming, 30 frames per second is very very important because you need within that, even in that 30 frames per second, there is a chance that is a quicker movement may happen. Okay, so two examples we are seeing where one is going to use extremely low value of 7 frames per second, and one is going to use an extremely very very high value of 30 frames per second. The most D-Link IP cameras support 30 frames per second, but 30 frames per second recording of images and videos is not necessary as we see. Okay, so some offer 30 frames per second at low resolution. So mostly 30 frames per second is going to produce redundant information, as I told you, right? So it is going to limit the bandwidth. You are going to waste the storage. So the video management server can record a length of the retention period. So if you are going to reduce from 30 to a lower number, you can enhance the bandwidth, you can enhance the storage, and you can store more data coming from the camera for a longer period of time. Wide dynamic range. So how how simultaneously it can capture detail in both light and dark areas of the scene. That is wide dynamic range. So this is wide dynamic range off, and this is going to be wide dynamic range on. So you can see that the lighting is very good here. Okay, lighting is very good here. What you need to know is WDR is often considered for interior shots with large windows in the background. So this is specifically for this condition. You are going to take a picture with the large windows in the background. Sensor size. The sensor size is the diagonal measurement of imaging area of sensor. You know, sensors are going to capture the amount of light falling on them, and accordingly they are going to assign the pixel value, right? So sensor size will determine how much how much effectively it is going to capture the intensity of light. So it is the area of the sensor which is going to capture the light. The bigger the image sensor size means bigger the pixel size, which means more light sensitive the sensor is. So the sensor area is bigger means it is more sensitive to capturing your light. However, the high resolution the sensor, the smaller the sensor is, sensor per pixel is. So when the resolution is high, the smaller the sensor pixel becomes smaller and smaller. So pixel size is determined by both image sensor size as well as the number of pixels. So it is going to be dependent on both. An important factor used for a sensor is the lens, using a lens that is designed. So the lens will be 1/4 inch sensor. It will not produce an optimal image if you are going to use also 1/3 inch sensor. So you cannot uh, re, uh, you cannot use the same lens for sensor. So the lens will have a focal length, right? So that is going to change. So whatever you're going to change your sensor, corresponding the lens also has to be changed. Otherwise, you would see some black corners on the image because the lens is not able to focus the area more than 1/4. Okay. image formats you see 1 by 8, 1 by 7, 1 by 5, 4, 3.2, 3, 2.7. So how you can see the image sensor size. So formats it is usually typed in 1 by 8 inch like that it is called as, and wherever it is used, mostly used in cell phones, webcams, IP cameras, webcams, IP cameras, digital camera, DSLR, and other things. Okay. Sensor area affects two areas. Sensor size is going to affect two areas. Pixel size which affects the relative light sensitivity and field of view. So how much broad your field of view and how much images you're going to capture as a part of your camera. Okay. So you have a sensor size from 1 by 4 to 1 by 4 to 1 by 2.7. Low end cameras use 1 by 5 because it is enough for them. The larger the sensor, the larger the pixel size. So bigger pixel size means the light sensitivity is going to be more. Next one is aspect ratio. 16 is to 9 is the aspect ratio adopted for HD, and for normal TVs it is 4 is to 3. So 4 means the length is 4, the width will be 3. Multiples of 4, the ratio will be 4 is to 3 always. Okay. So in HD it is 720 pixel, it is 1280 into 720, it is 1 megapixel. Full HD it is 2 megapixel. Okay, so this is how the aspect ratio will be there for your HD and full HD. So you have dealing, this company is going to offer cameras for all the VGA, HD, full HD, and multi-megapixel resolution cameras. It's going to offer solutions for all the cameras. So most dealing camera support 4 is to 3 conventional aspect ratio as well as the HD aspect ratio. The camera simply crops the image to achieve the desired aspect ratio. So whatever size of the image is being captured, it will be converted into the corresponding aspect ratio. So this is about the specifications of the IP cameras, what all parameters you should consider while you're going to buy an IP camera. Okay.